Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's really at the heart of what we do at the Zambia Red Cross Society. It's all about our promise to protect the data that people entrust us with. To really get a feel for our new policy, our data, our promise, we're going to follow two of our colleagues, Chipo and our mentor, Banda, and see exactly how this stuff plays out in the real world, in our day-to-day work.
All right, so to get us started, I've got a question for you. Think about this. A beneficiary's address, a volunteer's phone number, a blood donor's private health info. What do all of those things really have in common?
While the answer is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. They're all promises. Every single piece of data is a promise of trust given to us by the very people we're here to serve. And it is absolutely our job, our duty, to protect that trust every single day.
That whole idea of trust, it really brings us right to the core of our mission, doesn't it? So let's dive into why our data matters so much and how it all ties back to that fundamental principle we live by: do no harm.
Okay, this right here really sums it all up, I think. If you look at this, you can see how everything, all our data, all our digital tools, is wrapped right inside our core ethical principles. Data protection isn't some separate technical thing for the IT folks. No way. It's literally how we do no harm in today's digital world. It's a direct extension of our humanitarian promise.
So that's the big idea. But how do we actually make this happen? How do we turn this principle into practice? Well, let's catch up with Chipo as she's starting her day, and we'll see how this policy really becomes part of her morning routine.
Okay, so Chipo's logging into her computer, and right away, her mentor, Banda, asks her a really important question. He's reminding her, and all of us really, that our security starts the second we turn on our computers. It all begins with that first line of defense, the password.
So what actually makes a password strong? Well, our policy is super clear about this, and it's pretty simple stuff. First, it's got to be at least 10 characters long. And critically, it has to be unique for every single site. I know, it's a pain, but think about it. If one site gets hacked, you don't want the hackers getting into everything else. For your phone, use a numerical screen lock, not one of those swipey patterns. They're just too easy to guess. And of course, change them regularly. Oh, and this is a big one. Use two-factor authentication whenever it's an option. That's when you get a code sent to your phone to prove it's really you. It's like having a second deadbolt on your digital door. Seriously, this is our most important first line of defense.
All right, so a little later, Chipo is out in the field. She's getting ready to collect some info for a new project. And this brings us to another really critical part of our data policy: what it means to handle data with care when we're face-to-face with our communities.
So, Banda points out something fundamental we all need to know. We have to ask ourselves, are we collecting personal data or anonymous information? It's a huge difference. Think of personal data, a name, a health status, as a portrait of one specific person. It needs the highest level of care. Then you have anonymous information, like the number of households in a village. That's more like a wide shot of a crowd. You can't pick out an individual. Getting this distinction right is absolutely key.
And since Chipo's collecting that personal data, that portrait, her next step is non-negotiable. She has to get informed consent. And listen, this is so much more than just getting a signature on a form. It's about having a real conversation. It's about making sure that person truly understands why we need their info, how we're going to use it, and making it crystal clear that sharing it is their choice and their choice alone. It's all about respect.
But look, we're all human, and even when we have the best intentions, mistakes can happen. So, later that week, Chipo does something we all dread. She accidentally sends an email with a list of beneficiaries to the wrong people. That sinking feeling in your stomach. It's a serious situation. So, what do you do next?
What Chipo just went through, that's a data breach. And we need to be really clear about this. A breach isn't always some big, dramatic, Hollywood-style hack. Nope. It can be something as simple as losing your phone or your laptop. It can be sending that one email to the wrong person or clicking a suspicious link in a phishing email. These are the real-world risks we face every single day.
Now, Chipo is obviously worried, maybe even freaking out a little, but Banda is there to reassure her. The message is clear. Don't panic, but you absolutely have to act fast. There's a procedure, and it is very time-sensitive.
If there is one number you take away from this whole thing, let it be this one: 24. You have 24 hours. From the moment you realize something might be wrong, the clock starts. You have exactly 24 hours to report it. Not later in the week, not tomorrow afternoon, 24 hours.
And the procedure itself is actually really straightforward. Okay, so here's what you do. Step 1, take a breath. Don't panic.
Step 2, do what you can right then and there to stop any more data from getting out. Maybe you can recall the email, maybe not, but try. Step 3, report it. Tell the PME or IT departments immediately. Hitting that 24-hour window is so important because it lets us jump into action to manage the situation and, most importantly, protect the people whose data is at risk.
All right, as their day wraps up, Baba shares what is probably the most important lesson of all. And this one isn't just for Chipo, it's for every single one of us.
This is not somebody else's job. It's not just for the IT department to worry about. Our policy couldn't be clearer, and I'll read it right from the page. The correct and lawful treatment of data is a critical responsibility for every ZRCS employee. Every single one. That means you, that means me. We are all guardians of that trust. Because in the end, being a data guardian isn't about rules and policies, is it? It's about people. When we protect data, we are protecting people. We are honoring the incredible trust that our communities place in us every day. So with that in mind, we want to leave you with one final thought.
So here it is. What is the one step you are going to take today to be a better data guardian? Just one thing. Are you going to go update that password you've been using for years? Are you going to double-check the to-line on your next email? Just take a second and think about what your one step will be. Thank you so much for your time and for your commitment to protecting our promise.